Now, why do you think he agreed to take you down in the first place? I mean, this is a major commitment that he decided to make.
You know what, Alex? You know everybody done heard the story about Mob James. You done seen him on different platforms telling the story about this super gangster that he was, but you know he also was a super rat. You know what I mean? And if any question, which I probably would never get the true answer, you know what I mean? That would be the only question that I had from homie. I did it solid my whole career. You know what I mean? I fucked with both of your brothers, homie. I fucked with the east side. I help a lot of motherfuckers. We got money together. You know what I mean? You know, I put in work with every hood over here, homie. Why would you do that, homie? Not to mention, fuck me, you put your legacy on the line for the feds, you know what I mean? And to wear wire, you know what I mean? And think this shit will never come out, man, knock it off.
Okay, so this happens in June of 2000, but you don't immediately get arrested.
Nah, no doubt. They don't come get me to November 04. You know what I mean? So by the time they come get me 4.5 years later, you know what I mean? It's you know, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So you pretty much basically probably forgot about the whole thing.
Man, I forgot about the whole shit.
So what's going on with you in your life during these 4 years?
Man, look, I'm like I said, I got I'm still in the nightclub business. At this time, I got the Monte Cristo going over there in the West LA off Wilshire and Westmoreland. Doing that nightclub. I'm doing yacht parties out of Marina Del Rey. You know, of course, I still got the barbershop. Just different investments that I'm trying to grow up in. You know, we done got older now.
And you're maturing.
I'm maturing,
I'm
yeah.
assuming you're not really into the gangbang mentality at this point, but you still cross Atlantic.
Well, the sad part about it is, Alex, I mean, I would be lying to say that, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, I can't do no faking because the streets know. The streets gonna see this interview. Man, I had my hand on everything Compton on the east side. You know what I mean? And at all times. And yeah, I was maturing, but don't forget that love that I had for him. That when I said I was in love, I meant that. You know what I mean? When I said I was really Paru, I meant that. When I said I did it solid and I kept it 100, I did that. So my hand was never not in the set. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was able to, you know, go on cruises and do this and do that and low ride and do all this extra shit. But I still was at the park. I still was around all the time. I mean, I never went nowhere. You know what I mean? I just did it different. I wasn't selling drugs no more, but I'm still in the set pushing it.
So 2004 rolls around, what's this, November 2004?
It's November.
Explain what happens then.
I get home probably about 5 in the morning and shit, you know what I mean? And, you know, come 6, boom, boom, boom. They hit the door and shit, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? You know.
Wait. Before that happens, talk about Monte Cristo.
Oh, the Monte Cristo was cracking. I got the Monte Cristo cracking, but on this event, I didn't go run to the homies and promote it in the neighborhood no more. Like you said, I did mature on that aspect. So I was going to radio by now. You know what I mean? So I'm at the radio station doing my shit. I'm promoting strictly by radio. So you don't even know this my spot. You know what I mean? Because I did mature enough for that. I'm trying to get my bread in this shit and create a successful, you know, money-making machine, you know. So I didn't go tell the homies that this was my spot. And so I'm at the Monte Cristo one night and I see a couple of the little homies from the mob. So I go over there and tell them, what's up, homie? They like, FG, what's happening, homie? You know, you be coming to the spot. I'm like, yeah, I be coming here all the time. You know what I mean? So, man, let me buy y'all a drink and shit. I do this all, you know, I did that anyway, you know what I mean? Let me buy y'all a drink. So we go have a drink and shit and I'm like, all right, homie, y'all take it easy. But before they can walk off, the fucking security guard walk up to me like, hey, they need you at the door. And the little homie's like, this your spot? You know what I mean? You know, because I wasn't going to tell them. So anyway, about 2 weeks later, you know what I mean? I'm at the club, you know, because I'm watching over shit, just checking shit out, people having a good time. And they say, hey, FG, we need you at the door. Go to the door, see what they talk about. And then they know don't call me to the door for anything. Let people pay their money. They can talk to me in here after they paid their money because, you know, motherfuckers want to get in free all the time. So I get to the door and shit. Get to the door, I'll never forget, man. And it's Mob James. You know what I mean? And he dressed shitty sharp, though. I ain't gonna bullshit you. He dressed so fly and shit. I look him up and down. I say, all right, homie. You know what I mean? And he said, man, FG, I got my people from Vegas and shit with me. We trying to come party with you. Only thing I think back to the two little homies, they must have told this nigga I got the spot. You know, it didn't dawn, nothing else dawned on. So I tell my cashier, I say, let Mob in free, man, and charge his people's half price. You know what I mean? And bullshit you not and shit, when the feds come get me and shit, they take me downtown to the Wilshire building. As soon as I get out the car, 2 agents walked up to me and shit. And the dude say, hey man, you don't remember me? I'm like, nah, they say you let us in the club half price, homie. I was like, fuck.
Okay, so talk about that night when, how many people was Mob James with?
He had 2 people with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you paying attention to what he was doing in the club, or you was just taking care of business?
I was paying attention. Well, I noticed what Mob was doing. He was doing the same shit he do when he come, every time else he come to my shit. He was on the dance floor. He was drinking, he was partying, he was doing this shit. You know what I mean? I never peeped out his folks. That wasn't my, I didn't think twice.
And you weren't even thinking about the drug transaction in 2000.
Man, I didn't even remember it. Yeah, I didn't even remember.
So how much time passes until the feds come knocking on your door from that night at Monte Cristo?
About a month later. Come to find out, they contract the sheriffs to come hit the house because it was kind of far and blah, blah, blah. So when the sheriff bang on the door, people don't come to my house. I don't have friends come to my house. You know how it was back then. You know, I always kept an apartment in Compton, always. But I live where I live, you know what I mean? So when I hear the boom, 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 hold on, that's a police knock. That ain't no, you know, the neighbors and shit. I run downstairs and shit, I open the door. I see it's the sheriffs. They like, man, we got a warrant for your arrest, blah, 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 blah. I'm in my drawers and shit. So they handcuff me and shit, blah, 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 throw on some house shoes. They take me outside the house, but they just stand me outside my door. Sheriffs go in my house, you know, go in my house looking around. So they take me back in the house to put some clothes on. They wanted to make sure wasn't nobody else at the house. They asked me who was there. I say nobody here. But they got to make sure. Go through the house, make sure ain't nobody in the house. So they look, put some clothes on, man. You know, you under arrest. You know, blah blah blah. So I say, dude say, listen, man, you want us to turn the TV off? I say, nah, man, I'll be out in 12 hours. You know what I mean? Leave it on. You know what I mean? With arrogance, man. You know what I mean? Leave it on, man. You know what I mean? I'll be out in 12 hours. You know what I mean? So we walk outside, and then that's when the 2 FBI agents with the blue jackets come from on the side of the garage. Like, we'll take it from here, fellas. You know what I mean? And I turn around, I'll be like, hey, man, turn that TV off.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.